What's up, Collector fam? It's your boy Tony the Toy Rat, and we're unboxing Star-Lord from Diamond Select Toys. Let's get to it.
I can't stop this feeling.
Number 228, baby.
Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay a victim.
What's up, Collector fam? We're back. You can see I changed. I put on my goggles, so now I'm back to Clark Kent, where you were first seeing Superman. Anyway, let that one go. Really quick, I want to jump directly into this. Before we do too much, let's give credit to the designer, who's Nelson X Asensio, and sculpted by Mr. Juan Ramos. Mucho gusto, fellas. That is some really nice work at first glance here. Like I told you guys, I was going to be taking a look at it at the same time as you for the first time, and that is this. I am immediately in love with it. And why, I will tell you so quickly, is that this is set at the nicest 1/6 scale, where some of these other ones have been 1/10. And they're smaller in frame. I feel like you were able to get a whole hell of a lot more detail into this resin bust, and because of the way his jacket wears on him and the way he has, his torso is laid out, it just feels like almost a more complete resin mini bust than a lot of the other ones that I've had an opportunity to look at so far. I'm just gonna twirl them around here. Hopefully you guys can get a pretty good look from your vantage point here while I look at it. So, first couple of things, let's talk about dynamic pose. Boom. I mean, the jacket is flipped open. Clearly this is in raw motion right now. I mean, those waves in the jacket indicate to me that this motion just happened or is in the midst of happening, which is a freeze frame I love to see. And then on top of that, further indicating the freeze frame aspect of it, both of the guns that he is holding have smoke billowing off the tops as if they've just been fired. I mean, it's so quick, the snap motion, the snap picture of this particular motion, that you actually still get the wisps of smoke pouring out of the weapons, which is pretty cool for a number of reasons. It's a laser, and they have smoke blowing out. But we'll talk about the semantics of science later on. In any case, very cool setup. You saw I had the mask out here early on. Here it is again. Pour it out here. This is one of those wall decal things with the light up capability, so you can turn the lights head on and off. So Toy in a Toy review here, guys. Toy in a Toy. I love this thing. The batteries don't ever last long in them. Just, words of the wise. But every once in a while I get to pull it out just to play alongside a statue or something like that. All right, so let me not keep everybody. I know I saw a couple people taking a bit too much time here. I'm taking a look at his mask, okay? And to me, I mean, I understand it's a digital mask. You hit the button and it comes up. These wonderful nanobites form into a mass of some sort, somehow or another, cohesive enough to make sure that you can breathe through it and have all the mechanics you need. I still haven't figured it out. Okay, I'm just talking. But this actually looks like almost a mechanical piece on his face, which I like more. And why do I say that? Well, there's clear indications to me that there's scuff marks on the actual mask themselves. So you can look at the top part of the head here. You can see around the sides there's scuff marks around the top part and the other side here. So all those scuff marks to me indicate that the helmet is being worn and it has wear and tear on it. I think if it was nanobites or some other technology that was reforming itself, it probably wouldn't have any scar marks on it. So that's kind of cool for me, recognizing that might be an actual physical piece that he had to wear at one point before it became the digital aspect of it. It's definitely movie accurate. It fits Quill to a T. I love the hair. Take a look at the detail on that. He's got that sort of really cool, wavy, almost greaser, but not quite greaser vibe going on for him right there, which is really cool. The jacket is flipped open Fonzie style, so he's got the high collar on the top up here, which is reminiscent of everything, at least you've seen from the movies, also from the comic books. I love the way they did the leather, the stitching, and all the detail on the jacket. I mean, I'm not doing it justice if you guys can't see how much actual stitching detail there is in there. It's really cool. For this being resin, and you're recognizing that most resin is not going to have texturally a different feel. I mean, other than what they put into it, but it's not like you're going to feel like fuzzy or anything like that. It's going to feel like resin. But feeling this jacket, you get the sense of leather. And I think that's even a bigger compliment, to be honest with you. So that's really cool for me. I do love the belt. They didn't skimp on detail. And that's where I really appreciate statues like this and this scale. They have the opportunity, and they take the opportunity to create a living illustration. That's what this is. It's a living illustration. And I say that by virtue of just taking a look at the open jacket. This open jacket is flared out here, and you can see the ripples in the shirt as they twist. So much attention was paid, to me anyway, in the way, in the manner that the body was twisting and the location of where the folds would be if there was just enough fabric to hold it in under that belt. And maybe I'm pouring over it just a little too hard, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so simplistic, but it's the simple things that really catch my eye now. You can throw a lot of flash and dash at these statues, but the simple method that they use to make sure that texturally the wrinkles in the shirt followed the wrap of the body as the body was being pulled open, opening the jackets, and the way the fabric was tensioned onto him. I think that's brilliant. I mean, it's pretty damn cool. Pay attention to the details. Somebody did. Then you see the belt back here. He's got this brown leather belt. You guys can't see that. This nice brown leather belt. And then here again, I don't think they scrimped on detail. This brass element that's over the top, the buckle itself, has some wear and tear on it, but also some texture, some lines, some grooves you can feel with your finger. And that's really cool. And then there's the leather aspect of it where the lip folds over one another so that the buckle stays on. And it's got this really cool design through here. I feel like I want that belt. I don't know if that belt exists or not. But here's the key for me, guys. It doesn't end there, right? For me, it ends when the artist stops drawing. So that is, this particular statue takes it below the belt. They could have very easily stopped at the belt. You look at the last review I did of Charles Xavier, where they sort of plunked him into the wheelchair and did this 90-degree flat element where he had no legs. He just went into a yellow void. Well, this acknowledges that there are legs below the bust because we didn't decapitate him. What's delegifying someone? I don't even know what that is. We didn't pull his legs completely off him. We indicate that they exist by virtue of the fact that we continue the torso below the belt line. All right? We continue the torso below the belt line. And for me, that does a lot because it says, "Oh, look, body continues." And now you have this mystical sort of portal that he's hopping out of, and I like that a lot. I personally appreciate that. But my eyes are continuously drawn back to the leather texture, all the way up and through the top, the break lines inside the shoulders. So in most leather, eventually it wears, and they become cracked in the spots of the most obvious movement, and usually those are like, shoulders, elbows, that kind of thing. Anyway, here it's showing the wear and tear on those, those areas. And then there's texturally another element on the jacket themselves. You can see that this piece here. It's like another leather emblem. And they paid really great attention to that. The skin tones are awesome. I mean, sort of a peachy appeal to it. I would say, a high grade paint has been applied to it. I especially pay attention to the guns, which have, it looks to me, 4 different colors applied to them. There is a base coat of gray on the outside, which is the majority of the weapon, but on the interior there is sort of this bronzy, brassy color on the inside here. And I don't know if that's meant to be batteries or charging methods or a slide of some sort. But then at the very tip of the weapon there is what looks to be either that's a color element or they're superheated for some reason from firing. But there is a red ring around the weapon at the end, followed by a cyan ring out there at the end. I'm not sure you guys can see that because the light kind of plays tricks on this one here. Might be able to see it in the smaller cameras, but it's up here. You guys can see that. So there's literally 4 different colors on the gun alone. And then you have this really thick jacket, which again, the interior, they didn't spare any expense with regard to texturizing the interior. It feels like it could be leather. Super dynamic. I think you can throw them pretty much in any comic book, almost in any situation, beginning, starter, middle act of a film, and you can see this pose literally working, in any number of circumstances. So definitely, let's call it an iconic pose from where I sit. Super, super displayable. It's definitely something you want to see on your shelf, especially if you got Guardian stuff already. It's definitely going to be one of those centerpiece elements. That I have one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Quill, Star-Lord dioramas, and I'm hoping to get the entire rest of the cast display stuff on there. But right now, this is going to be sort of a centerpiece in the Guardians of the Galaxy lore, which is so cool. I really appreciate my friends at Diamond Select letting me have an opportunity to review. I wanted to say real quick, always a little bit of housekeeping here. First thing to mention, I guess, is I brought out 2 other guys with me. These 2 guys right here, because prior to this particular statue coming into play, these were my 2 favorite guys. So this one is the anime. This is also Gentle Giants Diamond Select. By the way, I've been saying Diamond Select toys. This is Gentle Giants. This particular run is Gentle Giants. But this one right here, which is the animated Venom. If you guys haven't seen that before, check out my review on that one. I think it's really cool statue and a halfway decent review too. And then there's also this guy here, which I believe is 1/10 scale, my Wolverine, which is not animated style, but oh so cool. One of the most displayable guys I've got. So before this resin bust, this mini resin bust, these 2 would have been my 2 favorites. Now that I've got the Star-Lord, this particular one right now is my absolute favorite. This is my one that they think they've superbly done. Definitely worth your coinage. It is a limited supply. I believe I have gotten number 228 of 1,000. What does that mean? Just like I tell you guys all the time, I mean, I've already got one of them, guys, so that's one less for you to pick up. If you're a fan, I definitely would say this guy, above most of the other mini busts right now, is worth your money. So I would pick that up all day long. Alright? This is Tony the Toy Rap, Diamond Select Toys, our buddy Star Lord out here, and I am out! Pew, 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 pew.